Universal love. You are it. You are born from it again and again. It is everywhere and everything. It's big. So big, it's hard for our human 3D brains to comprehend sometimes. It requires big hope, faith, love. There's always a plan and a way bigger and greater than we can ever imagine, but we need to tap into the deep knowing that it is there and trust the bigger picture and the whole, the universal big picture whole. We need to tap into source energy and universal love. That is the core message for May. I was super excited to use my new Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle by Kelly Burton this month. Her artwork is simply gorgeous and the message is beautifully written. The energy of April, and especially in Aries season, had many of us feeling like busy bees indeed. So 2 cards fell out immediately, both fire cards. So the fire energy of April is still present, but it's morphing. And Taurus season is, of course, a more grounded, cultivated season, bringing in some balance. We need to apply the fire energy to the current earth energy, but honestly, it doesn't feel like things are slowing down that much, and that's actually okay for now. It's a working time of integration. Kelly talks about bee wisdom in her introduction and how bees have survived massive changes on Earth while others have gone extinct. Just like them, we're meant to adapt and change. As they evolved, they serendipitously pollinated, spreading life around the planet while perpetuating their own sense of abundance. I think that ties into the concept of universal love that is showing up this month and how we are all part of the whole, and it's important to tap into source, to progress, to be generous, and know that what goes around comes around, and abundance is where it's at. There are some basic law of attraction principles at play. The way she describes the fire element is the inspiration that initiates and stimulates our passion. It feels like we have been in baptism by fire as of late, and while it might have felt painful at times, it is truly burning away what no longer serves us, while also bringing into focus what we truly love, what we need to be connected to, and where we need to go on our soul's path, both individually and collectively. Being in tune with the universe fully requires being in tune with ourselves. Shift happens, and we're moving in closer to our sense of universal love. Love is always the way. The first card out was the inspiration card. My desire to work with this deck was confirmed immediately because the card description says, inspiration is that magical spark that gives rise to our desire to create. When there are connections made between ourselves and the universe, there is a spark of genius. Suddenly, we're propelled into an amazing space and can accomplish what we never imagined we could. When driven by inspiration, we can do new things with ease. Inspiration is a spark of fiery magic. Use this magic to set intentions, embark on a new mission, start a project, or contemplate the next move in your journey forward. Oh, snap. Are you picking up what Kelly and the universe are putting down? This is the time to rise like a phoenix out of the ashes, to move forward more clearly, more defined, and more passionately. Doesn't this bee look like it's breaking free from what was weighing it down below? Kelly describes the bee as breaking through a crystal portal. That is some powerful stuff, and now is the time. I love the colors in this card and how the creative energy of the orange ties into the sacral chakra space, which intertwines with the yellow, indicating the solar plexus chakra and energy of self, topped by some blue and purple, telling us to tune into our third eye and listen. Shift happens, and we're in the midst of a pivotal point in our evolution. It makes me think of my favorite quote by Anais Nin, and honestly one of my favorite quotes ever, which says, "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." All of these colors and the energy of inspiration roll right into the next card, which is Inner Genius. Everything we have learned of late and all that we know deep within ourselves is here to not only serve us and the collective for the better, but specifically to fire up your inspiration. What lights your fire? What is calling to you from the inside out? What are your unique gifts and calling for this world at this time? Kelly reminds us that it's important to tap into our gifts. There's no one else on the planet like you, and you're here on time and on purpose right now. The world is indeed in big shift, and your role in universal love and participation in it is key. Everything matters and contributes to the overall ripple effect. It's important to stay tuned into your passion and feed abundance, not fear or lack. Matatron's cube is the sacred geometry pictured on this card, and it symbolizes creation through the flow of energy according to divine principles. Flow, one of my favorite words, that and ease. Are you fully engaged to the level you need to be and in flow? What are you passionate about, and how are you showing up for it right now? Are you being true to your inner genius? I wasn't sure where I was going to go card-wise after the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle, but immediately after reading through those cards and descriptions and processing the energy, I felt compelled to pull out the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. This journey isn't always for the faint of heart. 3D life can be hard and heartbreaking. We are continually in class. So I thought some guidance for the current path and timeline would be helpful. Card number 9. You are invited. Suit up, show up, and open up. Take your inspiration and your inner genius and put it to work stat. Doesn't the card have such an inviting energy to it and feel like stepping into universal flow? As it happens, these cards are by another Kelly, Kelly Sullivan Walden. This card doubles down on the energy that we truly are ready to roll. We need to tap into the purpose and flow of the divine universe to continually sustain us in our work. This card is part of the hero's journey stage, which is the call to adventure. So bottom line, this is not a time to sit on the sidelines. Kelly says, you have been cordially invited to show up to the party with your unique gifts, talents, and experience, perspective, joy, humor, and sense of adventure. In other words, with your inspired inner genius. Here is what I wrote for the description about the Universal Love card. This is it. This is everything. Welcome to the best party you have ever been to in all of your lives. Universal love is the essence that echoes through every last corner of this magnificent universe. The purest and most sparkly magic energy of all time. The kind that wraps you up in a warm, energetic hug of good juju. You give love, you receive love, you are love. Everything and everyone is love. You have picked up the wand and you know how to sprinkle love on everything. Put your crown on that crown chakra because love abounds and is raining love sparkles down on you. You are in the love vortex as you raise the vibration with love in a hot galaxy minute. What goes around comes around. Love is always the way. The next card is from the Untethered Soul Oracle by Michael Singer. And it's a simple yet powerful one that ties right into the flow of this reading. Living life. You are invited to live your life. Suit up, show up, and open up. Move it forward. I love how the fiery energy of the first two cards move into this more flow blue water feel of the next two, which then rolls into the peaks of joy from the Enchanted Compass Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. Once again, we're being called up to jump into the flow of living life, knowing that there will always be peaks and valleys. I especially love how this card is a combination of blue, air, truth, and red, base chakra, deep-rooted knowingness, and stepping out on faith with inspiration and inner genius. This is the time to jump and to fly. You will be rewarded for living your truth, jumping into universal love and consciousness. Colette says, your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. This once again ties into the theme of universal love for the month and tuning into the knowing that we are all one and everything affects the other. We need to contribute and participate to our greatest ability and level of goodness to the best of our ability every single day. Your inspiration and inner genius may not be like anybody else's, and that's wonderful. And it contributes to the well-being, balance, and joy of the whole. We are ascending right now, and we need to be moving into a higher energetic vibration where we release worry and fear and instead fill our hearts, minds, and our days with light, love, and joy. Life has been heavy. There is still gnarly shit going on in the world as we speak. So we need to affect what we can, show up where we need to, contribute where, and change what we can, all while keeping our own energy space clean, clear, high, and in as much pure joy as we can, whether it be with the simple small things or the major big things. Colette says, joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. This reminds me of two probably very overused cliches, but everything happens for a reason and everything rises with the tide. Stay plugged in. Breathe in love and exhale gratitude. I definitely felt like I was being guided to not pull as many cards this month, so I listened to that inner wisdom. But I did feel like one more card was needed to round out the messaging for May. So I grabbed the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray. The cover of the box image is a combination of blue, purple, orange, and some yellow. So again, I feel a gravitation towards the chakras and the energy that is telling us to align our passions, to speak and see truth, and to know ourselves in the process, cultivating our inner genius and being led by universal love and inspiration. The Sword of Light card came right out, and to me, it has a very Phoenix Rising energy to it, which ties into what I was saying earlier and showed itself in the Be Inspiration card. We are rising out of old, outdated energy into a new, higher power and truth. We need to claim it, own it, and live it, both internally and externally. Things, life, energy, all of it is on the move. These cards have a higher galactic energy to them, which ties into our initial theme of universal love. The message of this card is divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. You've got this. Kyle talks about the Sword of Light being the main energetic tool of Archangel Michael, who protects and guides all light workers. Anyone who is called to make a difference on this planet can be guided and supported by him. You do you. You are supported as you rise in truth and power in so many ways. Stay in the light. The sword will help you cut ties and blockages to what is no longer serving you. Bye, Felicia. Bye-bye. Trust that when you are in alignment with your own inner light and power, you are surrounded in universal love and light always. So, to sum it up for May, love is universal, so are you, so is everybody and everything else. We are all connected. We have burned off a lot of old shit that no longer serves us, especially in April and through Aries season. So now is the time to continue that progression and move forward in a lighter, more honest, more directed space with passion in all that serves us and each other. The eclipse of April 30th pushes us further through the gateway. You can resist or surrender. The choice is yours. The phoenix has risen and the light is burning bright within you. It cannot be extinguished or muted. It's part of universal love and it's meant to serve, transmute, and transform. It's time to tune into your inspiration and inner genius. No more playing small. Suit up, show up, and open up. Live your life. Find the source of abundance and be in joy. Life is a party. Who's coming, how big it is, where it all is, and all of the additional details are up to you. That is where free will comes in, so make the most of it. It's time to adapt, shift, flex, and flow. The one thing we can always count on is change, and we can't ultimately stop progress. A tree that is unbending is easily broken. So center in love, root down deep, and reach high. Speak your truth, live your truth, and show your inner genius. Bask in the light of truth and light. Ask Archangel Michael for extra support this month and rise, baby, rise. I can't wait to see and hear what you do. Let me know how these messages resonate with you in May and how things are continually unfolding on your path. I will list the decks used in this reading below and would appreciate your likes and shares. I am sending you so much universal love throughout the month of May.